Let's go straight into questions. Anyone?
You were saying the other day, Andy, that to succeed on this surface you have to be patient. But an hour and a half for the first set, that's stretching patience pretty much to the limit. How good does it feel to get through that one?
Yeah, I mean, obviously this year I played a lot of close matches, a lot of long matches, and some of them, you know, I've been kind of fortunate to get through. You know, whereas today I felt like I created so many opportunities, and it was one that easily could have got away from me because it was getting very frustrating at the end. I was, you know, at so many break points, and I felt like I was getting through most of my service games fairly comfortably after the very beginning of the match. And then, you know, he obviously had his opportunities at 3-4 in the third, and you know, I played really well in those moments, but yeah, it was tough. It was frustrating, and yeah, I had to be very patient, because once the sun went went down, court cools down a lot, and it becomes very slow. And yeah, a lot of long rallies, a lot of long games, so I had to be very patient. Yeah.
One thing that seems to frustrate you is some of the calls that the electronic line system was making. That do you miss the line judges, or what do you think of the electronic system?
No, I trust it. I don't find it. I mean, no, I don't find it frustrating. I mean, obviously, there's times where, you know, you might feel like a ball is out, but I do trust the technology. To be honest, I think I probably prefer when we have the challenges and the lines judges. I probably prefer that because sometimes there's a bit of a delay sometimes in the calls from the electronic calling and stuff, but I mean, I trust the technology.
You use the word frustrating a lot. Is there joy in the frustration? Is there pleasure through it? I'm just trying to understand like that experience of putting yourself in through and experiencing that frustration.
Well, I would say that most players or athletes that have done high-level sport experience lots of highs and lows, and you know, frustrating moments, and you know, obviously at the end of the match there's you know, there's lots of positive feelings as well, but whilst you're going through it, and especially a match like today where, you know, I had huge amount of break points, huge amount of chances, and you've been on the court for, you know, 2.5, 3 hours, it's tough, it's challenging mentally, it's a really hard sport, and yeah, like sitting here just now, I'm proud of the way that I got through that, the way that I kept going, even though I was finding it frustrating, and managed to find a way to win. So yeah, of course there's joy at the end of it, but certainly not whilst you're in the middle of it, really.
Yeah.
Andy, well played today. Have you read Denis Shapovalov's Players Tribune article?
I have not, no.
Nobody has. Feels like what was I going to say? You've had so many of these fantastic, epic matches. What has Ivan said to you about how you have progressed this year, and how's his blood pressure? Has he got any fingernails left as watching it back home?
I haven't had a message after this one, and he's usually in bed by about 8, so he probably didn't see the end of the match. But yeah, I mean, all of the conversations that I've had with Ivan and also the rest of my team have been, like, it's kind of amazing, like the matches, and I mean, I'm very proud of myself, and my team have been as well, and have said as much to me after some of the matches, like, last year I lost so many of these matches. I lost a lot of them, and I've managed to turn it around this year, and they also saw and are seeing all of the work that we're putting in on a daily basis, in the off season, and in between tournaments and stuff, and it's paying off. So it's been very rewarding for all of us, and I'd hope that well, my whole team would obviously want the matches to finish sooner, but that's not, you don't always have, you don't always have a say in that, so yeah.
Last two here. No, he didn't want.
What are your goals for this year? What would look like a successful season for you? What ranking are you kind of would like to end the year at, and what kind of how far are Grand Slams?
I mean, the ranking depends a little bit on how much I play and how much I compete. In comparison to most of the players around my ranking, I'm probably playing sort of 6 to 10 tournaments less than them. So, if I compete a little bit more this year, my body feels good, and hopefully I'm able to play a bit during the clay season as well. And there'll be points at Wimbledon this year, hopefully, and I think that my ranking will. I think I'll get to the highest ranking that I've been since I had the operations. How high that goes depends on lots of things, and I can't control that. So, I'll just keep working like I have been and keep fighting like I have in all the matches, and we'll see. It's exciting to see how far I can push this and push my body and stuff. So, and I know this is there is certain things that I would like to achieve before I finish playing, and goals that I set myself, but the number one thing is to give my best effort every single day, and if I do that, then I'll finish my career on a high note, and know that I've left it all out there, regardless of which ranking I get to or which tournaments I win or don't win, and and how deep the runs that I have in slams are, because I would have always said that getting to the latter stages of the the majors, and that still is a big goal for me. I still believe I have that in me, is the I still think I can have big runs in one of the major tournaments, but at the same time, like, what happened in Australia this year was also an incredible experience for me, and I've had many people come up to me since then and saying that they found it inspiring and stuff like that. So there's lots of positives that have come out of also not having deep runs in majors. It's all about the effort and everything that I put into it. That's the most important thing.
Last one.
Andy, Slam also won today, which is the season fellow feeling between you guys, we'll just talk about it. And is there anything you'd say to your team, or is kind of just
Sorry, the last bit.
Is there anything you would say, any advice for Dominic?
Oh, to Dominic team. I mean, me and Stan always stayed in touch during the injuries and stuff. I mean, not like daily, but messages here and there. You know, we always got on very well together, and you know, obviously have shared, you know, the court with each other many times and stuff. So yeah, we always sort of messaged each other, and yeah, and stayed in touch through the injuries. Gasquet, I was really happy for him when he won the tournament in Auckland earlier this year, because I think sometimes he maybe doesn't get the respect that he deserves. Has been an incredible player for such a long time, and yeah, just love seeing guys that, you know, maybe not at their peak, still out there, like giving everything and competing because they love the sport. You know, and I practiced with him here last year, and at this tournament, you know, and I was chatting with Gasquet about it, like, you know, how long are you going to play? And you know, he was asking me, and yeah, he was just saying, like, he just still loves playing. He loves competing, and yeah, that can take you a long way. And he also has, you know, he's an incredibly talented guy also, but yeah, the love for the sport is still there, clearly, to be playing as well as he is at his age. And then for team, yeah, I mean, it's really hard when you've been out for such a long time. Wrist injuries are obviously always tricky, and you know, some of it, I don't know the ins and outs of the injury. Some of it, you know, can be psychological as well, and you know, maybe it will just take one big win or one big week to turn that around. But I hope that he can, because you know, he was challenging for majors very regularly before the injury, and you know, there's one specific shot that he's struggling on just now. The rest of his game, there's not a huge change physically. He still moves extremely well and everything. So I hope that he can get back to the level that he was at, but it's not easy.
Thank you.
Thank you.